I'll be in a second, gentlemen. Bear with me. Hold on. They're all here. Uh-oh. Gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. I'm sorry that I'm delayed. I'm late a couple of minutes, but I'm here, okay, guys? I'm here. The boys are back in town. That's right. That's right. Saludos to all of you. Welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back once again to the greatest watch market update show in the world. Unbelievable but true, ladies and gentlemen. And I have an unbelievable show for you guys today. Today, sweet Kid Kino's here today with me, and Kino has prepared for me an unbelievable show for you guys. You know, the first thing we're going to ask you is don't forget to give us a like, you know, a big like, and subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. You know, this is the only honest watch channel out there, you know? No wishy-washy, the real stuff. And we're here. So don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, the price of gold. The price of gold is at $3,454 an ounce. You know, I'm just telling you what's going on. You know, be careful. The price of rhodium is at $7,600 in there. You know, I mean, this thing might blow up any moment. So, you know, I'm letting you guys know what's going on. I'm letting you guys know. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I spoke to you guys about a watch you should look at, and some people didn't get the name, the reference number, you know, all that good stuff, and I'm going to give it to you. It is the Bill Gates, the Casio watch, standard, fully black with white hour markers. The reference number of that watch is MRW200H1B2V, as in Victor. It's unbelievable. And it costs $32. 32 smackers it costs. $32. I know what I'm trying to tell you, you know? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about a couple of things. You know, I come today, Kino has prepared something for me unbelievable. I want to start by saying that if you Google it and you ask, you know, Google if the world is in a recession, they'll tell you that basically we're not. You know, they tell you they're not. You know, they dress it up like a salad bowl, you know, that it's not. But the world, you know, the World Banking, you know, the World Banking is an international organization, you know. It's an unbelievable, this organization, you know, and they help us with interest, loans, you know, it's unbelievable, this World Bank, you know, it's unbelievable. They're from the United Nations. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say, Damon, you know. And they provide low interest, loans, interest on credit cards, and countries to reduce poverty and improve living standards. This is unbelievable. And guess what they say? You won't believe what they got to say. They say the World Bank, the forecast, they say that this is the weakest, I repeat, the weakest run since the year 2008. You guys should have written it already. You should have written it down. 2008, the weakest run. Estamos jodidos. But they're telling you we're not in a global recession. They're telling you, that bank, the World Bank, the United Nations, Rothschild, they're all there together. This is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm dropping today is unbelievable. I'm trying to give you some, some direction. Ladies and gentlemen, this is unbelievable. And when you ask them that, guess what comes out? What comes out, they tell you so you can get prepared and learn something. I told you Moshuganas, that you need to watch the movie 99 Homes. That you need to watch Margin, Margin Call, Too Big to Fail. The Big Short. And ladies and gentlemen, Enron, the smartest guys. And then the one that I'm telling all of you that you must have, away, put away. The Big Short, the Big Short is there too. But the one that I'm telling you that you need to have in your pocket at all times, you need to have Inside Job. They're all there, they're all there. This is what it is. These people are unbelievable. These owners of the world, what they have prepared for us is war against us. War. They want to finish us. They want to finish us. And ladies and gentlemen, I got something else to tell you that's going to knock your socks off and blow your hair back. I talk to you always about State Street. I talk to you about J.P. Morgan. I talk to you about Vanguard. I talk to you about the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the Bilderbergers, like Burger King, the Bilderbergers. But ladies and gentlemen, there's one out there that's making so much money at this moment that is scary. It's very, very scary. Does anybody know who I'm going to talk about that's making money and is only managing? Listen to me. Only managing. Forget about millions. Forget about billions. Forget about that. Millions and billions, forget about it. BlackRock is managing trillions of dollars. BlackRock. I've been telling you guys for the last 4 months, BlackRock is managing trillions of dollars. Deep. For the owners of the world. BlackRock. You guys don't know about this. You guys don't know about this. But they tell you in a sweet way, no, we're not in a global recession. But this is the weakest we've been since 2008. If you go 2008 and you put 17 years, that's 2025. And December and January is 18 years. Papi, it's all there written for you guys. Gold is about to blow up. Pop! Pop! Blow up. Gold is about to blow up. La olla de presión, the pot, the pressure, when you're cooking, it's about to blow up any moment, Papi. It's about to blow up. I know what I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm telling you. You remember that couple, David and Jackie Siegel? You don't know who the people are. You don't know who Jackie and David Siegel is. You know, it was that guy over there. You know, he would sell you those timeshares. You know, the Queen of Versailles, the Queen of Versailles. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this was in 2008. It's back in style again. They're coming for you. They're coming for me and for Sweet Kikino. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you what it is. If anybody wants to help me out, you can help me out. But this is big what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's big what's happening. You know? Listen, it's a big club. It's a big club, and you and me are never gonna be in it. Never. We have to sell our soul. We have to sell our soul to get in that club. We have to drink pee and eat poop to be in that club. You guys are not ready for this. You guys are not ready for this. You guys are not ready for this. Today I'm coming, pa, 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 boom, afuera del mundo. Get some jungle juice here. I'm for real. Hard times are coming, I'm telling you, man. Hard times are coming. Jungle juice. I'm coming up blazing. Ta, 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 blazing. Boom, 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 everywhere. They want to finish us. They want to finish us. They say, you know, that bank says that this is the slowest growth since 2008. I'm writing it for you guys for free. I write it every day for free. And every day it gets better. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Listen to me. You're going to be able to buy all the watches you want. This is chapter 21 in progress. I'm telling you what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you what it is. You guys are afraid to hear the truth. To be in that club, you need to sell your soul. You got to sell somebody that you deeply love to get in that club. And then you got to drink some pee and eat some poop. You don't know about that. You don't know about that. But I know about that. That's right. You need to read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. You don't know about that either. You don't know about that. Ta, ta, ta. Unbelievable. I'm telling you right now what's going on. I know what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. This is scary. This is scary, ladies and gentlemen. You know, David and Jackie Siegel, they were the biggest selling timeshares. Timeshares. Finito. It's over. Over now. David was feeling bad and he left the world already. David left the world. And Jackie's in that empire. This is what I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Please. What I do for free for you guys, nobody will do it for you. They're dying for me to leave. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up. Buckle up. There's a big shit storm coming your way. Don't let them get you. Don't let them get you. Be smart. I'm trying to tell you what's happening out there, ladies and gentlemen. You know, BlackRock is only managing trillions of dollars, man. Trillions of dollars. And I'm telling you that the housing market is crashing. The housing market is crashing. And this is when all these mother frauders are going to make so much money. It's going to be unbelievable. I mean, listen to me. Florida is a dying breed. Florida is a dying breed. It's a dying breed. I'm telling you what it is. Every once in a while, I have to let it all out. I told Kino, I can't hold it inside. You know, how long can I hold inside that these people to join their club, they have to drink piss and they got to eat poop? You know, I can't hold it no more. It's what it is. I'm never going to drink piss and I'm never going to eat poop, but I got to let you know what's going on, the way these people operate. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen, what's happening in the world. We are upside down. The stores are empty. The grocery stores are empty. Nobody's buying nothing. Smart money is staying away from luxury goods. Today I'm on fire, ladies and gentlemen. I feel it in my heart that I have to tell you all these things, you know. When you hear these people, let me tell you, last month in July, those people were over there, you know, over there. They had that big summer camp, you know, where the Bilderbergers get together, where they're going to select the next governor, where they're going to select this, select that, you know, over there. Bohemian Grove, you know, they salute the owl. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, I have to make it funny for you as well, because if I don't, I'm going to scare you people, you know? They're all there. Morgan Stanley, you know that guy over there too, and over there in Manhattan, you know, that big bull, you know? What do you think? That's all for real, ladies and gentlemen. These people are all banking on this. They all want to get paid. They all want to get paid, ladies and gentlemen. They all want to get paid. You don't understand that. You don't know about this. They all want to get paid. They want their money back. Because we are the slaves. We are the slaves. ¿Tú me entiendes? Ustedes no pueden seguir de palomos. ¿Tú entiendes? No pueden seguir de palomos. We cannot continue being naive, ladies and gentlemen. These people, what they have prepared for us is unbelievable. It's something that you guys are not even ready for this. You guys are not ready for this, ladies and gentlemen. What's happening is big. Those people want to get paid. When you look at BlackRock and you see what they have, you go, oh my God. Everything, everybody wants to get paid. It's all money. It's a business. And they're all going to get paid. They're all going to get paid. Listen, Florida, the west coast of Florida, this is no lie. If anybody lives in the west coast of Florida, it's a ghost town. They lock the business with chains and they're out of there. Probably that's it. You know, you go to Cocoa Beach. You know where the rocket used to come out? Cocoa Beach, Cape Canaveral. That was one of the most beautiful beaches there were out there. You know, that Cocoa Beach. It's a desert. It's a desert. It was full of restaurants. You know, all those astronauts were there. You know, it's a desert. It's a desert. I'm telling you, it's scary. It looks like the Twilight Zone. Don't listen to me. I'm trying to, give you direction, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly. IG McGeaney with Major Ely, whatever his name was, Major Healy. You know, that guy from Dallas. You know, the program Dallas. You know, then he became a cowboy. You know what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to me. You need to buckle up. You need to get ready because all these people want to get paid. You know, the World Bank is an international organization. You know, but in that international organization, you have the big one, the Rothschilds. And he's putting it down, papi. Let me tell you something. Best eyebrows in the business. Wow. What's coming your way is big, ladies and gentlemen. And nobody's going to tell you this because they don't want to continue, scaring you guys the way the economy is going. But do you guys think that we're heading into a recession? Do you think we're heading into a recession or something is happening? Well, that 18 years, every 18 years, boom, this happens, something happens. Papi, this is crazy, man. I look at the news and I say, oh my God, you know. But there's some people that believe that things are normal. There's people that believe that the watch business is perfectly well, and everybody is buying watches. It's all an illusion, papi. It's all an illusion. La situación está jodida. No hay dinero por la calle. There is no more PPP loans. There's no more SBA loans. There's no more government grants. There's no more stimulus checks. Understand me? There's no more employees protection check. They will give you $4 million so you can pay all your employees. There's no more money, papi. La situación está bien jodida, papi. You guys gotta get it already in your head and get prepared. Get prepared. I'm telling you, this is bad. What's happening? Bad. I'm just telling you what's going on. You guys want to continue skip hopping around through life like bunny rabbits? That's up to you. That's up to you. This person bought 3 watches this week. Unbelievable. 3 watches. You're unbelievable. I mean, I wouldn't put a penny in a watch right now. I would not put a penny on a watch right now. This is what I'm trying to say. That you guys do whatever you want with your money. It's your money. And I'm trying to tell you that things are not good out there. Things are not good out there, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I don't even know how to tell you no more. I don't know if you guys look into news, if you guys read, if you guys have time to read. Pero esto está jodido, papi. Esto está jodido. Esto está bien malo. Bien malo. You got the guy from Pennsylvania Avenue over there too, they're telling him what to do it, how to do it, when to do it. You got a war between Russia and Ukraine that doesn't finish. You got Israel and Iran over there in that corner doing their thing too. Estamos jodidos, muchachos. No sean pendejos. La situación está jodida. Smart money is staying away from luxury goods. I told my wife always, stop already with those handbags. Don't tell me in Japan that you want a handbag in Japan because the yen, the yen, I don't know what they call it, the yen. How do you call that money with the yen? The yen, is real good now and we can buy. I told her, hey, listen to me. I have friends of mine, they have gone to Japan and they have come back with a load of watches. A load of watches. Every single Muppet Boiler Room secondary grade watch market dealer that you buy from, they're getting all their watches over there. I mean, you guys do whatever you want with your money. It's your money. I don't wanna keep on telling you the same thing over and over again. I told you already what movies and documentaries you should see. I'm going to tell you one more time before I go into the watch market update. The Big Short, Inside Job, Margin Call, Too Big to Fail, Aaron, The Smartest Guys, and 99 Homes. Bobby, you watch that, you're going to understand what's going on. It's a repeat, man. It's a repeat from 2008 to now. Buckle up, put your correa real tight, put your nickels and dimes and coins away because this thing is going to blow up, Papi. And whoever has gold, they're going to make it, bro. They're going to make the big money. This is what's going to go boom. That's it. Who has gold now is going to rule. Who has gold now is going to rule. And I'm telling you, I'm talking to people out there that they tell me right now if I want, I could make a couple of melons. Listen to what they're telling me. Right now, they don't tell me that way. They tell me in a very elegant way. One, right now if I want, I can make a couple of melons. But I don't. I want to make it the big, the big kahuna. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that super chat. Thank you very much, Pete. Thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. They can make right now the millions they want. A couple of millions. They don't want it. They want to make They're thinking this thing is gonna go all the way up to $22,000 an ounce of gold. You know, that's what they're thinking. And the way that I've been reading and looking at things, it might just happen, man. It might just happen for real. It might just happen. Oh, 3 China watches. Okay. Okay. So, you know, just be real smart with your money, guys. Because, you know, when you hear these people that they're not afraid. I said, then man, you could already make a couple of melons already. And they tell you, no, I don't want to make a couple of melons. I don't want to make a couple of melons. And you go, oh my God. And they can see it already. This is going to be the same repeat. Maybe it's going to be, you know, la misma mierda con diferente peste, the same, you know, the same shit with different smell, but it's the same thing. Papi, get ready because this is going to be big what's coming our way. Scout's honor, man. You guys do whatever you want. I'm going to go into a watch market update. Right, guys? Our first watch is a Rolex Date 36 millimeter ombre green dial. This watch is for a gentleman by the name of Alex. If he's here, he requested this, so I'm going to give it to you. The Rolex Date 36 millimeter ombre green dial. Reference number 128238 with a retail price of $40,200. Don't pay for this watch, and I mean this, don't pay for this watch more than $44,500. And there it is. That's one right there for you guys. The next watch is an FP Journe de Calendrial, 40 millimeter, rose gold with a salmon dial with a leather strap. Unbelievable time machine. This machine was all the way up to $475,000. That's right, FP Journe only produces 2,000 timepieces a year. That's what they say, you know. I'm only repeating what Kino put here for me. I'm reading it, you know. And ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that beautiful FP Journe, you know. El Calendrial, 40 millimeter, rose gold, salmon dial, leather strap. Don't pay more than $191,000. And there is another one for you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is an AP Royal Oak Rose Gold Chrono Green Dial 50th anniversary 41 millimeter. This watch at one moment was over $375,000 in the Corona beer era. Unbelievable looking time machine chronograph. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want with your money. You do whatever you want with your money. But don't pay for that watch more. And I mean more. We have rules in this channel. We have rules, not suggestions, rules. And don't pay for that watch more than $92,000 and okay, there it is. That's enough for you guys. You know, let me take a little bit of jungle juice to keep on going. You know, I'm feeling good. Ellos no entienden, papá. Ellos quieren seguir brincando y comiendo cativilla. You know? Don't get it mad. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an AP Royal Oak Rose Gold Tourbillon. You know, flying tourbillon. Flying tourbillon, unbelievable time machine, rose gold. I mean, this is unbelievable, this watch, you know? It's unbelievable. You know what I'm trying to say, Thurston Howell III. You know what I'm trying to say, Dr. E. You know what I'm trying to say, please. This is a watch, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm embarrassed to tell you that even if somebody has many melons, this watch went all the way up, $700,000. $700,000. The flying tourbillon. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. 26730 OR. What a watch. You know, 41 millimeter. $700,000. La situación está jodida, no sean pendejos. Don't pay for that watch. And I mean, don't pay for that watch. Don't pay more. And I mean more than $204,000. Kino, aguántame. Échame atrás. Jálame, jálame, jálame. Jálame atrás. Dame. Dame. Dame again. Suéltame, Kino. Let me go. Kino, let me go. Let me go. Suéltame, brother. Kino was holding me. Dame again. I know what I'm telling you. This is the #1 watch market update show in the world. Nobody better than this channel. Nobody. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex GMT White Gold Sprite. White Gold Sprite. Listen and learn. Unbelievable, with a green dial and a green and black ceramic bezel. It was released in April, in that place over there in Geneva. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. They started that watch at $75,000. Unbelievable, $75,000. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the reference number 126729 VTNR Oyster Bracelet, white gold, 40 millimeter. And ladies and gentlemen, it has a retail price of $48,050. $48,050. And this watch is dropping faster than Bill Clinton's pants in an Arkansas farmhouse. You don't believe what they're telling you out there. Don't believe them. Don't believe them. I'm just letting you know. I also want to say something. Let me give you the price of this watch first. Don't pay for that watch. Ajolillo, papi. Does anybody know what that white gold Sprite you think it costs? I already told you the retail. $48,050. Nobody knows? No saben, Kino, que van a saber. Son unos gilipollas. Don't pay for that watch more. And I mean, don't pay for that watch more than $46,000. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, next week it will be at 43. It'll be at 43 next week. Ladies and gentlemen, I received an email for one of our organic watch channel subscribers. And he sent me an email with a picture of a company, of a guy that has a company in Los Angeles. I think it's called Guy's Watch. Guy's Watch. And the guy is saying that the watch business is going to go crazy now with the 39% tariffs and all that. And he wrote down this subscriber of ours. I hope he's here today so he can hear. I'm giving you a shout out. He writes down, he says to me, well, Papi says that the watch market is dead. Unbelievable, that guy. Unbelievable. I thought I should share that with you guys, Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Patek Philippe Calatrava 6007G, white gold with a black dial. Unbelievable looking time machine, ladies and gentlemen. With yellow hands and yellow markers. Beautiful watch. Retail price of that Calatrava is $42,151. Ladies and gentlemen, esto está malo, papi. You gotta be smart. Don't pay for that Calatrava. Don't pay. Listen to me, papi. Save your money. Put it away. You're gonna need it for a rainy day. No sean lambones. No sean palomos. Don't pay for that Calatrava. White gold, leather strap. Don't pay more than $22,000 and ducking again. I know what I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm trying to help you guys out. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Richard Mille RM011 Felipe Massa. Rose gold, beautiful red strap, unbelievable watch. Ladies and gentlemen, this watch was over $500,000 at one moment, man. Don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. You want it with all the bells and whistles. Don't pay for that watch more. And I mean more. They're not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us. Don't pay for that watch more than $161,000 and ducking. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Patek Philippe Aquanaut stainless steel, the 5164 travel time, full set with all the bells and whistles, you know, with all the bells and whistles, black dial, black rubber strap, unbelievable looking time machine with a retail price of $42,580. And at one moment, this watch was all the way at $90,000. And I'm going to tell you today, you do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch more, and I mean more than $68,000. And dame again, Kino, tú estás bien jodido, Kino. Dame again, de otro vez. Dame again. Jodido, you do whatever you want. Some jungle juice. I'm on fire today. I still can't believe that I told you guys that you had to drink piss and eat poop. I can't believe I told you that. I'm sorry if I offended you by me saying that to you. I'm very sorry. You know? I'm sorry if I offended you, but it's the honest truth, what I told you. You don't know about that. You don't know about that. Okay, here it goes. Our next watch is a Rolex Sky Dweller, fully factory, you know, diamond, meteorite dial, Sky Dweller, and diamonds in the casing. Is, you know, it's one of the most, to me, with all due respect to whoever likes it, it's one of the most, you know, sometimes Gucci gets it wrong, Prada gets it wrong, Chanel, you know, they get it wrong too. And I really believe that Rolex got it wrong with this watch. This Sky Dweller with the oyster flex, you know, diamond in the buckle and the casing and meteorite, you know, it looks like a 47th Street, you know, bust down, you know, but it's factory. It's factory. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, 42 millimeter white gold, oyster flex, meteorite dial, diamond case, diamond everywhere. Don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. But ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that watch. Y Kino, que te gusta a ti? Kino likes that watch because Kino's, you know, Kino has a tape haircut. You know what I'm saying? Like that tape haircut. No te pongas bravo, Kino. No te pongas bravo. Every time I tell you guys tape, Kino gets mad. He doesn't like that. But don't pay for that watch. Does anybody know what I'm going to tell you not to pay for that watch? Anybody know? This is like a $180,000 retail watch. You know, retail. Nobody knows? Okay. Don't pay for that Sky Dweller. If you're looking at it, don't pay more, and I mean more than $140,000. And okay? You have it already for you guys. You got it. You got it for you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex stainless steel GMT Pepsi 40 millimeter with an oyster bracelet. Stainless steel, you know, with the red and blue ceramic bezel. But this one has an oyster bracelet, you know? It doesn't have the Jubilee. It's not the one that everybody wants. It's an oyster bracelet. It's a Pepsi, you know? Take off the bracelet and you put a Jubilee, is what you want. But ladies and gentlemen, this watch is very nice. 40 millimeter, reference number 126710 BLRO, with a retail price of $11,100. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking at this watch, don't pay more. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't pay more than $16,800. And done, right? There it is. You got that one too. You got it. You got it. Okay, guys? You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a watch here that at one moment it was over $225,000 in that special Corona beer era, you know? This is a Rolex yellow gold Daytona oyster flex with a meteorite dial. 40 millimeter, reference number 116518 LN. Retail price is $41,000. $41,000. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell all of you out there, I'm going to tell all of you the good news. Don't pay. If you're looking for that watch, don't pay for that watch more. And I mean, don't pay more than $68,000. And there it is again. You have it there. You already got them all. You know, you got them there. You got them there. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a watch here, which is the 8P Royal Oak 41 millimeter chrono black dial, reference number 26320. This is an older, it's a collector's choice. It's a collector's grade. You know what I'm saying? Collector's dream. It's an unbelievable watch. I'm trying to tell you things because you guys need to know it. And I'm going kind of quick today so you guys can go expand your horizons with other channels. So you can go out there and listen to them, listen to their sketch. This is the only truthful channel out there. And it's all for free. All for free. Todo de gratis. Kino, eso lo digo que es gratis, Kino. Eso lo digo que es gratis, it's free. It's free, son unos lambones. Palomos. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, for that beautiful crown, black dial 26320, with a retail price of $26,800, 41 millimeter, it's a beautiful watch, 2013, 14, and 15. Don't pay for that watch. And you want it full set. If it ain't full set, you don't want it. Don't pay for that watch more. And I mean, don't pay for that watch more than $30,500. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a watch here, which is called the Patek Philippe Aquanaut stainless steel 5968 with an orange hand, orange strap. I call it the Orange Crush. Beautiful Patek. 42.2 millimeter casing. Beautiful watch. Stainless steel. Retail price is $58,714. And I'm going to tell all of you, ladies and gentlemen, they're asking for that watch out there, 128, 130, 122. And I'm going to tell you, because I'm stupid like that, I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys want to continue maintaining these people's lifestyle, that's up to you, Papa. I'm doing my job. My job is to inform you guys of what's happening out there, what's coming your way. The big kahuna is coming your way. And it's coming for you guys. And it's not going to forgive none of you. It's not going to forgive none of us. If you're not ready for this one, Papa, he don't care. It just blows right by and it takes everybody. Broom, broom, broom. Se va todo el mundo. What's happening, Papi? I'm telling you, I can't get over that Black Rock, man. That Black Stone, Black Rock, man. Unbelievable, man. What they're doing, and I'm telling you, listen, Florida, there is so much inventory of condominiums, flats, housing is unbelievable. I'm telling you. And you might think, so it's only Florida. No, listen to me. It's not Florida. You go wherever you're from, wherever you're from, la situación está jodida, papi. The situation is bad out there, Papa. There's people out there. They're asking for water, by hand. You don't know about that. When you were watching the good, the bad, the ugly. Remember the good, the bad, the ugly? Clint Eastwood and the other guy, and the guy was really hurt. People like that out there, Papa. You need to get it through your head. You need to. Even if you are, look, let me tell you something. I'm going to go a little deep here. I still haven't given you the price of the Patek, but I'm going to give it to you. But before, I'm going to tell you something. Right now, what's happening in the world. When I was a younger man, I was in my 18s, 19, 20. Back then there was a little bit. Please try to understand me and don't misunderstand me, and don't think that I'm that person. But there was reefer. Do you know about reefer? Reefer, weed, grass, mafu, fuma, smoke, right? Woodstock, all that good stuff. There was a good reefer. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. because I gotta talk to you people about something that's very, very important that you hear this. When I was in high school, exacto, mota, you know, and you were smoking some weed, it was basically organic weed. It had between a 2 and a 4% THC. Listen to me, a 2 and 4%, THC. So this is the weed that we would consume at that time because it was organic. But ladies and gentlemen, I told you guys always that I am a student of reading, of digesting, and reading and listening, and reading and listening. But ladies and gentlemen, they came out with the rule that they were gonna legalize weed, grass, marijuana. They were gonna, put it legalized, over there in Colorado. I don't know if it's in California. I don't know, New York, Miami, Florida. But ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you this, you remember when they would put the commercial and they would put a pan and they would put 2 eggs frying and they would say, that's your head getting fried. And that was at the time when grass, marijuana was a 2 and a 4% THC. You get a little bit, you got like a beer buzz. That doesn't mean that I did that. I'm trying to explain to you everything that I read. So a 2 and a 4% THC. You get happy, you smoke a little weed, bam, 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 bam. You pass it around, pop. That was it. But then they legalized it. They legalized it. And if I tell you this, you're not going to believe me. You're not going to believe me. You guys ain't ready for this, man. This is, when I tell you who's doing this, you're going to go, oh, man. So people that we knew that, oh, man, he's a pothead. He's a pothead. He's a pothead. But then when they legalize it, those people that will call you a pothead, they say, it's legalized because these are the sheeps walking into the slaughter. They listen to what the news says, and now we're going to do it. Since it's legalized, I'm going to start smoking reefer. I'm going to start smoking marijuana. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this thing is potent. ¿Cómo se dice? Potent, potent. Fuerte. Oye, que fuerte. Que si te metes una jalada, te quedas loco. This thing will rot in your head. You know how strong it is? The average, when you go to one of those stores to buy it, does anybody know? Don't Google it. Does anybody know? Man, listen, I just finished telling you, in my time, 2 to 4% THC. Today, I'm telling you, they're finishing with the people out there. They're the walking zombies. They're in another planet. Are you ready? Are you ready to hear how strong this thing is? It's so strong that people, ¿cómo se llama aquí cuando tú ves un conejo parado? Hallucination. Yeah, you see a rabbit, you're hallucinating. A rabbit, you see a dinosaur. You know what I'm trying to say? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Ladies and gentlemen, this thing is so strong that you have to be careful. The minimum is 19% THC. 19%. That's normal. What these people are smoking today doesn't let you think. Don't let you think. It doesn't even let you think. Doesn't even let you rationalize. Nothing. You become a zombie. In my time, they would tell you, man, I got some sensimilla. And that was probably, a sensimilla was probably a 6% THC, it was stronger, but 6%, una mota, una buena motita, but today, these kids are talking on a 19% average THC. They're frying their heads. And you know who's doing that? Does anybody know who's doing that? Nobody knows who's doing that, right? There you go. There you go, Mr. Donut. There you go, Mr. Donut. Listen to what Mr. Donut just said, Mr. Donut. That's what it is, Papi. They're frying everybody. That's why nobody thinks no more. That's why everybody hopping around through life like rabbits. Because I'm telling you, people that did not smoke reefer back in the 80s, because that was, oh, he's a pothead. When they legalized it, they said, I'm going to start smoking pot, because now it's like a medical, I don't know, a medical herb, you know? And they're smoking now, they're getting their head blown away. Papi, 19% THC is something big. It is something huge, humongous. And I'm telling you, somebody put there, this is why they buy it all, you know, wherever you're from, they buy it all, they take it, and they do something to that, Papi. Can you start seeing rabbits? You know? That, look at that. Thurston Howell III has told me that is low. Okay, I said a 19%. That's what I read. That's what I heard. So what is the percentage of the THC on that, you know, lab weed? How much is it then? How much? Tell me, because you're telling me it's low, 19%. How much is it? Wow, 30%. Papi, it'll eat your brain. It'll eat your brain. It will eat your brain. Literally, it will eat your brain. What they're smoking today is dangerous. I'm going to say it's a veneno. It's poison. I've seen 37% one. I'm not lying. Wow, man. Papi, well, and when I say we, you know, our world, you know, in the 1980s, I'm telling you, it was something, you know, you will get the munchies, you will go to the 7-Eleven, get one of those Slurpees, you know, a couple of hot dogs, a poor boy special. You know what I'm trying to say. You're just scared to say what I want to say. I say it for you guys. You're scared, and I say it for you guys. I'm telling you. You will buy a poor boy special, a burrito. You will put it in the microwave, and the gentleman, the owner, you know, you will be there waiting, and it will be getting hot. And sometimes, I don't know what happened, it will have like a malfunction, pa, and it will blow up and... Oh my God. Oh my God. And the gentleman would look at me, get out of here, get out of here. I'm telling you, and you guys are telling me that that's a 37%, man. Listen, you don't have no more brain cells. You don't have no more brain cells to think. I'm telling you, White Castle, you will have 20 of those burgers, you know? Because it was an organic thing. But what they have today, those people are listening. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. When I tell you this, it's things that I look at documentaries. People, they say, I'm listening to voices. I'm listening to voices. I'm hallucinating. You know, hallucinating is the word. Hallucinating, right? And you say, you crazy? If you take that thing today, you go crazy. You will go crazy. Diarrhea, instant diarrhea. I'm telling you. I mean, wow, 33% and you don't. Listen, we cover everything in this channel. You know, from watches to politics, you know, to life. And now we're talking about THC. Bobby, they say that people that I know tell me I will not dare touch that because that has to have some, how do you call that thing that the ICA would do? They will give it to them. What do you call that? What's the name of that word? That drug? They will make you, hallucinate. LSD. LSD. That's what they're saying that has. LSD. Papi, that's very potent, man. If I were to, how can I say this, man? Because I don't want to say the wrong thing, man. Man, 37%, Papi, you'll be frogged up for a couple of days, man. 37% is strong. So I believe that people out there fry out of their mind. They're not listening to nobody. They're not, because this is what they're doing. And who's doing this? Mr. Donor told you who's doing it. I'm not going to say who's doing it. And they're doing it, man. You wanted it? You wanted it legalized? We're going to give it to you. Because that thing is powerful, man. I can't believe that I said a 19% and you guys are laughing at me and say, Juan, you're way off, man. I said a 2.4 THC and you guys, I said 19 and I thought I was saying something unbelievable. At 19%, you guys are telling me a 37%. When I finish this, I'm going to go look into that. I want to find out if that thing is a 37% because let me tell you, there's people out there que están loco. There's people out there saying that they had to stop this because they were listening to voices. They were seeing things, they were seeing ghosts. They were seeing that, there was gold in Fort Knox. They were seeing gold in Fort Knox, everything. I'm just telling you that, this is why I got to talk to you people the way I talk to you because, if you are, using that shop, where they sell that thing, the weed, the shops, get away from that. That's crazy, You know what I'm saying, Dr. E? Listen to me. I'm giving you today an unbelievable watch market update show. I am. I'm giving you. I'm pulling it out of my. You know what? I gotta talk to them more because, they need to know. I try to be rounded. I'm well rounded in a little bit of everything. Paco Gambino will tell me. Paco Gambino will tell me, Juan, whatever you know, you let them know. Explain it to them. Paco Gambino will tell me, Juan, in my time, at 2-4%, you go to Vietnam, you smoke a little hashish out of the skull, and you were happy. But today, that'll kill you. Paco Gambino told me, today, that'll kill you. What a mind, bro. Because when you give it to the hands, of somebody that's going to now cleanse it, clean it up, dress it up, they're going to give you that. What you guys are telling me, a 37%. Potent. Boom! You don't have time to think. We'll say, I don't know what to say no more. Some Puerto Rican yelling in the watch market. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go back to the paddock. Don't pay for that $59.68. Orange hand, orange strap. Don't pay more than $116,000. And, I don't want to scream no more because my head hurts. I'm going to give you my last watch market update of the evening for you guys. I'm telling you, I think we had a real good, show. I feel good. I think that I reached you guys. I connected with you guys some way, somehow, and I'm happy about that. Our next watch is a Rolex Daytona Rainbow, with a rainbow bezel, beautiful watch, black dial, and it has the markers, the rainbow markers and all that. They're asking for this watch out there, $390,000, $390,000. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want with your money. Is your money like it's your brain. You do whatever. Don't fry your brain. Don't fry it. Don't fry it. But don't pay for that watch more than $390,000. and $30,000 in dropping. All right, guys? Guys, I told you all this today because I felt that I should let you guys know about this stuff. You know, what's happening out there is not cool. And what's happening with them, you know, the owners of the world, you know, they said, you know, you want this legalized, we're gonna give it to you legalized, but we're gonna fry your brains. We're gonna fry it so much you're not gonna be able to think straight. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the Watch Market Update show and you had fun. All right, guys? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. And like me and Sweet Kid Kino, I'm gonna be honest. Kino he's still no te lo digo. Kino every once in a while does a little talking. All right, guys? All right? Anyway, guys, like we say always, take care and brush your hair. Good night, guys. It was a lot of fun. It was all fun. It was all fun.